everybody, welcome to Deep Fat Fried, the greatest podcast in existence. And it's even greater today because this is one of my episodes. And you know what? It's going to be kind of tedious, I'll be honest with you, because, it's going to be one of those episodes where I provide mountains and mountains of evidence for the existence of some crazy shit, and then these two supposedly grown men sit there and deny it. Just deny what's right before their fucking very eyes, and it's going to be sad, and it's going to be pathetic, and you guys are going to cry.
Wow. Yeah, real interesting, TJ.
Last time this is exactly what happened. I presented evidence of some of the craziest creatures in existence. I think we covered the chupacabra in that episode. I think we covered the Jersey Devil, and we covered some more obscure ones as well. And Scotty and Paul just sat there and denied and denied and denied and denied. It's like they don't even want to believe the truth. They're scared to accept that the world is a little bit broader than what they've been brought up to believe by mainstream quote-unquote science. So,
yeah.
Anyway, I thought we'd start with a little list. Mm-hmm. This is just 16 cryptids that might or might not. We can get rid of that.
You're denying that, but everyone knows that
exist.
Paul Anthony Jones is one of Paul's pseudonyms, so you just attacked Paul for no reason.
Yeah, well, that wouldn't be really a very good pseudonym, considering it still has the word Paul in it. It's still...
I don't know. He made it up. who am I to
Paul's
judge?
really bad at pseudonyms if he's still Paul.
I guess
no
he is.
What.
But, it's just further evidence that he does believe in cryptids, and you've just told a fucking fat fucking lie to start the show.
All right, so here's just a brief list of some ones out there you could deal with. So this is... you guys ever fucking seen an ahul?
The ahul!
I got three I send out to fucking chase my enemies around at night and shit.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah, they're enormous carnivorous bats that are said to inhabit the rainforests of Java in Indonesia. Believed to have a wingspan in excess of 10 feet, making them roughly the same size as a condor. Ahuls are said to be covered in thick brown or black fur like fruit bats, but unlike... bats have long, powerful legs and claws that are supposedly capable of pouncing on and snatching up live prey, including humans, if the stories are to be believed, from open ground, right? So you could just be walking along, giant fucking ahul swoops down, grabs you, and fucking carries you away to God knows what fate.
They are not from Java, by the way. They're from the Galapagos Islands, where everything gets huge.
Okay. Well, Paul has alternate theories.
You don't have to worry about these ahuls.
They're ahuls.
I know you were planning that trip to Java and everything.
Yeah, I was gonna.
You're pretty fucking fat. The ahul's gonna grab you and go. Ugh.
Well, according to Paul, they're not even from Java, so I don't even have to worry now.
Whatever. If you go to Ecuador and you go to the Galapagos Islands, TJ, and that fucking ahul's trying to lift you, rip its fucking arms off, dude. Too fucking fat. Ain't gonna happen.
Akora Kamue. Something like that. Probably pronounced totally different. This is a Japanese one. The people of Japan long believed that Volcano Bay off the south coast of Hokkaido is home to an enormous octopus called Akora Kumai or some shit. Numerous sightings of the creature have been made over the years. British missionary named John Batchelor, who was working on the Hokkaido in the early 1900s, recorded one such sighting in his book, The Ainu and Their Folklore, writing that a great sea monster with large staring eyes had attacked 3 local fishermen and their boat. He said the monster was round in shape and emitting a dark fluid and noxious odor. The 3 men fled in dismay, not so much indeed for fear, they say, but on account of the dreadful smell. Yeah, dude. It's like a giant stinky monster.
It's like TJ, basically.
Yeah.
But instead of segments, it's got arms.
How about this motherfucker right here? Altamaha. Ha ha.
Altamaha.
Ha 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 ha. It's a 20 to 30 foot long river monster with large flippers, a seal-like snout, said to inhabit the mouth of the Altamaha River near Darien, Georgia. Although numerous accounts of sightings of the Altamaha have apparently been made over the years, the fact that Darien was founded as New Inverness by a band of Scottish Highlanders in 1736 seems to suggest that the legend is probably nothing more than a descendant of the Scots settlers' tales of the Loch Ness Monster.
Do you believe in this one, TJ?
What's that?
That's the Scottish rhetoric right there is what that is.
Yeah, that's like, look, it was founded by Scots, so it's probably just a bunch of irrational Scottish bullshit. You know what I mean?
What is that? What is that? Like, yeah, all Scots do is run around and tell people the tale of the Loch Ness Monster. It's just like, way to reduce an entire group of people to one thing that you know about them.
We play the bagpipes and fucking make up stories about monsters living in every body of water nearby.
TJ, I want to be clear. You believe in all these cryptids? You believe in all of them?
I don't believe in every single one.
What about this one here?
I mean, this one's obviously real. Okay. Look at the drawing. It's scary as hell. It's got.
That's the only one so far that I believe in.
They got a picture of it.
I mean, yeah. That's
look at it. I mean, that definitely that definitely exists. Wow, this motherfucker right here. Dobhar-Chu. Waterhound, a legendary otter-like animal that supposedly lives in isolated freshwater lows and rivers in Ireland. Oh, the drunks in Ireland obviously made this up. All right.
I was on my way back from the bar and I saw me a Dobhar-Chu. I did.
No, you didn't.
And in the lake it was.
See, now,
around it was.
I mean, I'm not going to judge, I'm not going to say that a Scot made something up just because they're Scottish, but we know these Irish people.
Well, the Irish are drunk.
Yeah, they get drunk. They see a dog. They're like, I'm all going into the water. And I can't do their voice, but it's a number 2.
It's a number 2. Yeah, they lose their minds. No one can understand them in the best of circumstances.
I drank a pint of Jack's finest whiskey and was toddling home when I ran into a Dobhar-Chu. I did.
So this one's fake.
Dog it was, thrashing in the water and grabbing a trout with its great jaws. I seen it, boys.
They like to hyphenate these monsters. They don't even have a picture of this one, so it's probably not real.
They're married monsters, TJ, and they decided not to take the maiden.
Oh, yeah.
Not to take
monsters are super progressive like that.
Yeah.
Imala Ntuka. A number of native Central African tribes believe the swamps of the Congo Basin to be inhabited by an enormous semi-aquatic creature known as the Imala Ntuka. Similar to, but larger than a hippopotamus, and armed with a single long bony tusk or horn at the center of its forehead. The Imala Ntuka is apparently herbivorous, but like the hippopotamus, has a reputation for being dangerously confrontational when disturbed.
Actually, that was just me. I went on an African safari a while back, and I was swimming.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. I'm the Imala Ntuka. It's not a hippo.
How Paul just has something that looks like a horn just laying around his house. I won't never know. But I guess he does.
That I'm sculpting.
I think he just fashioned it. It kind of looked like a dildo, but I was like, "What is that?" Oh no, he made that himself.
It's got like a long fingernail. I'm trying to sculpt a finger out of it, but it looked enough like a horn to go for it. Girl on my forehead too. If that would have worked better as a horn.
Felico Terrace. The waters.
Guy. He's a cool dude. I had a few drinks with him once.
Yeah, man. Felico Terrace is cool. He's cool to hang out with. The waters off the coast of Cape Greco National Park in Cyprus are supposedly home to a sea monster known locally as Felico Terrace, or the Friendly Monster.
That's cool.
I told you I chilled with him.
As its name suggests, the monster has apparently never attacked humans, but it has nevertheless gained a reputation for destroying fishermen's nets and upturning smaller boats. Stories of the Felico Terrace are probably inspired by the Greek legend of Scylla, a huge sea monster that attacks Odysseus' boat in the Odyssey, but in truth, sightings of the creature are probably nothing more than mistaken sightings of squids or octopuses. Yeah. No, they're not. Because they're going to say that the Friendly Monster is based on some monster that attacks people? That's stupid.
Not only that, but they're like, they're they're like
stupid fishermen probably just saw an octopus and thought it was a monster. Yeah, because they wouldn't know what an octopus looks like being fishermen and all.
They're not fishermen. No. Like they're giving contradictory information here. It's known as Tophalicoteris, the friendly monster, because it doesn't attack humans, but it upturns boats.
The
boat's probably empty, Paul.
That's like an attack on a human if you fucking spill them out of their boat and destroy their nets and shit.
Maybe it only upturns empty boats, like docked boats or something.
They only attack human property.
Yeah. It's like the Vandal of monsters.
Oh, okay.
Look at this motherfucker. This is crazy. This is the Groot slang, Paul.
Oh,
The
fuck.
Groot
Don't fuck
slang?
with
The
Groot
Groot slang. The Groot slang, or Great Snake, is a legendary monster said to dwell in the caves of Richtersveld, a mountainous desert region in northwestern South Africa. In local mythology, Groot slangs were primordial creatures comprised of the head of an elephant and the back and tail of an enormous serpent. When the earth was created, the Groot slangs were apparently destroyed, but according to legend, some survived and retreated into the deepest caves of the northern Cape province. Tales of enormous tusked snakes, probably inspired by real-life sightings of enormous pythons that live in the same area, have rumbled on in South African folklore ever since. The mysterious disappearance of a British diamond magnate named Peter Grayson in the Richtersveld caves in 1917 is sometimes blamed on a Groot slang.
What's a Groot slang? Come on. He goes exploring in these caves looking for diamonds.
I've seen a documentary about these, man. Ice Cube blew this thing's head off. They went on a fucking Groot slang expedition, and he was like, "Welcome to Earth,
bitch."
And like, and then the Groot slang blew up.
The Jersey Devil.
He didn't get them all, Paul. He didn't get them all.
I think we actually covered the Jersey Devil on the last one of these we did, if I'm not mistaken.
We did.
So I think we can go ahead and skip that, but this is such a dorky fucking drawing. The Mapinguari. Mapinguari. I'm going to go with that pronunciation. The Mapinguari is a large ape-like creature said to inhabit the rainforests straddling the border between Brazil and Bolivia. According to local folklore, the Mapinguari stands around 8 feet tall, has a tough and apparently bulletproof covering of scales on its back, thick red fur on its head and belly, long curved claws, and if all the stories are to be believed, a second mouth at the center of its stomach.
What the fuck?
When approached by humans, the Mapinguari is said to rear up on its hind legs like a bear and can supposedly produce a foul-smelling scent to ward off potential hunters. As recently as 2007, a sighting was reported in the New York Times, the paper of note, gentlemen.
I mean, the way they described this, like there were giant ground sloths in that area a long time ago, and the fucking border between Brazil and Bolivia is like the deep Amazon rainforest. So there's a fucking good chance that maybe like those ground sloths or whatever have persisted in a smallish community over there.
No, dude, a ground sloth. Come on, Paul. It has a fucking mouth in the center of its fucking stomach.
I'm talking about those. Well, okay, yeah, people see some crazy shit, but this might just be a fucking giant ground sloth. That's still.
Man, no one thinks it's a giant ground sloth, Paul. What are you smoking, man?
Paul crazy.
He is.
Ogo Pogo.
Dude, I think we covered Ogo Pogo.
I'm pretty sure we did cover Ogo Pogo, yeah.
Ogo Pogo. TJ, no. All right, well, we might have covered it, but I'm going to read the rhyme at least. I think it's a rhyme. I guess it's not really a rhyme, but it is an English musical hall number. So some of the lyrics are, I'm looking for the Ogo Pogo, the funny little Ogo Pogo. His mother was an earwig, his father was a whale. I'm going to put a little bit of salt on his tail. There you go.
Whoa, what the fuck is this thing?
This is the Olgoy Korkoy. I don't know. Olgoy Korkoy.
Like, what is this shit?
Large intestine worm in Mongolia.
Dude.
A 4-foot-long subterranean cryptid is more like a giant earthworm than a parasitic tapeworm. also known less subtly as the Mongolian death worm. I'm going to just call it that. The Mongolian death worm lives beneath the sands of the southern Gobi Desert, coming up. It's a sandworm, dude. Coming up to the surface in the warmer summer, or when the ground becomes too wet for its survival. Sightings of the worms date back several centuries amongst the native Mongolians, many of whom claim the Mongolian death worm is able to spit venom or even acid from its mouth, while its body is apparently coated with such a toxic slime that anyone who happens to touch it will be killed instantly.
Damn, this is a fucking badass one right here.
I don't want to fuck with this thing, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't. This thing don't fuck around. It's so deadly. Like if you just touch it, you die. Like like right there. Like there's no like, oh, I'm sick. Oh, it's just like, oh shit. You touch it, blam, dead, instant dead. Here's a cute one. Momo, short for Missouri Monster, is a mysterious ape man similar to Bigfoot. You don't look similar to Bigfoot here, which is said to inhabit the forest alongside the Mississippi River as it passes through Missouri. First reported in 1971, Momo is described as 7 to 8 feet tall with a broad pumpkin-shaped head, and it's supposedly covered head to foot in thick, dark fur. They picked a really bad drawing for this then. According to some accounts, the creature is notoriously aggressive. Once again, bad picture. And like the South American Mapin guari, is able to produce a grotesque smell even worse than a skunk's in order to ward off would-be attackers. A lot of these monsters apparently fucking stink.
Why would a 7 or 8 foot tall fucking giant beast need a foul smell to ward you off?
Yeah, I feel like you're already pretty warded off by the fact that he's 7 or 8.
I want to go to that. I don't care that it's 8 feet tall.
It stinks. I gotta get out of here. Shuck.
The shuck.
That's how you're shook.
I like the name of this one. It's simple. It sounds brutal.
Yeah. This is from the British Isles, littered with tales of mysterious black dogs that supposedly haunt rural towns. And it's a dog?
Just black
It's
dog.
a black dog. The shuck, a huge black hound said to dwell in East Anglia on the far eastern coast of England, is probably one of the most famous, having apparently attacked a church in the village of Bungay, Suffolk, during a thunderstorm in 1577. According to local records, while the villagers were sheltering from the storm in the church, a huge black dog burst through the church door, killing a man and his son, pulling down one of the pillars supporting the church steeple, which collapsed the nave. As it filled the church, the shuck apparently left scorch marks on the wood of the church door that can still be seen to this day.
Damn, dude.
Damn, the shuck is actually pretty fucking dope. So it's just a huge black dog that fucking attacks churches and fucking kills people.
Attacks churches and Bungay.
Bong.
Bungay. Hey, TJ, are you Bungay?
You know it. Tatzelworm.
The Tatzelworm.
Good old Tatzelworm.
Say it right, TJ. It's not the
Tatzelworms.
Tatzelworm.
Worms. They're lizard-like creatures that are supposed to inhabit the most isolated regions of the Alps. They can get 2 to 5 feet in length. They have cat-like heads. And, that's pretty much it.
It's probably just like a fucking, one of those Arctic bobcats or whatever that somebody's run into.
Got a couple more on this list. Tessie. This is a ripoff of Nessie, dude.
Yeah, this is something that Lake Tahoe did to try and drum up tourism.
They're like, ooh, we got a monster too, you guys. Sure you do.
There's a monster in Lake Tahoe named Tessie, but she's all happy and she loves tourists, so come to Lake Tahoe.
She can come feed her right from your hand.
Yowie? Oh my god, this is the scariest of all.
Yowie. He's got
nipples.
Yeah,
on
they
it.
put nipples on him, dude.
Why'd they put nipples?
I don't know.
Like a Rick and Morty.
Apparently,
character.
this
What
is
the fuck
it does look like a Rick. He's a Bigfoot-like ape that lives in Australia in the outback. They're tall, they're stocky. They got red or black fur. Most accounts of Yowie sightings claim the creatures are shy and very easily spooked. So kind of a wimp.
Kind of a pussy.
Although some tales claim they can be confrontational and produce a blood-curdling scream when threatened. Ow. Nowadays, the creatures are generally considered a myth, but in the 19th century, sightings were remarkably common to the extent that in 1892, an Australian amateur adventurer and scholar named Herbert J. McCooey, who had supposedly spotted a yowie near Bateman's Bay in New South Wales several years earlier, wrote to the Australian Museum in Sydney offering to capture one of the creatures for a fee of 40, pounds?
Yeah.
Which would be around $3,000 by today's standards, and apparently he did not succeed.
Not bad. He failed, though.
40 pounds used to be like $3,000.
Yeah, I guess so.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. So one time I was at my stepdad's house, and we were sitting down. We were watching TV. There was some Bigfoot shit on the TV.
Yeah, they always watch that shit.
And he was very stoned.
What?
And he looked at me. He said, "You know what I think Bigfoot is?" I'm like, "No, I don't. What is it, Steve?" He's like, "I think it's an alien." So I thought I'd give some. I thought we'd examine that theory, because
right.
Steve is not the only one to believe that. So cam's off for a moment.
All right, no problem.
Since humans first looked to the sky, we have wondered if there was other life out there.
So we proceeded to pick up the parts, that it was not a weather balloon, nor an aircraft, nor a missile. It was something else, which we didn't know what it was.
This is not new. What is new for mainstream science is a high probability that aliens are with us in the form of Bigfoot.
There's ample evidence that there are creatures that I will call Bigfoot here.
I think that we must turn to paraphysical or interdimensional considerations if we're going to fully understand their presence on Earth and their interactions with humans.
Mind blown.
Yeah, dude. What now?
Blown.
Checkmate, skepticism. What now, bitch?
What you gonna do, skepticism?
How now, brown cow?
Like, I don't know, dude. Bigfoot is one of those ones. My mom has got a Bigfoot story that she tells.
Oh, yeah?
From when she was little. So it goes like this. Her dad thought that the kids needed to like toughen up or whatever and learn some of the shit that he learned when he was a kid. And so he took them individually. Every once in a while, he would just like snatch one of them up and be like, "You're camping with me. Come on, let's go." And this one time it was her turn. He snatched her up and he's like, "We're going camping." And she said he drove and then found some little, way up in the mountains. And then he found some little dirt road and drove, and then kind of found a patch of like meadow that he could drive his truck out onto. And he had this truck with like a camper shell on it. I don't know if you've ever seen one of those things.
Yeah.
In the bed of a pickup. So anyway, he drove his truck out into the middle of this meadow or whatever and kind of parked near the edge of it. And he was like, "All right, we're going to camp here. Tomorrow we're going to go find some food and blah, 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 blah." And so they laid down in the back of this camper shell together. And my mom said she heard like something scraping up against the side of the camper, right? And her dad like reached over and grabbed her and he was like, "Shh, it's a bear. It's a bear. Be quiet." And so it like scraped up along the side of the camper and pushed up against the truck a little bit, made a lot of noise. You know what I mean? Like not necessarily it was making noise, but it was like rattling as it moved the thing around that they were sitting in. And they're just like laying in there trying to be quiet. Her dad just keeps saying, "It's just a bear. Don't worry about it. He smells our food. Don't worry about it." And he had his gun and shit. So, I mean, he was ready to go. But anyway, like eventually he got tired of it. And so he yelled out like something like, "Go on, get." And my mom said that she heard some kind of like yell. Wasn't like a human scream or something, but some kind of like, "Rrr." And then she heard all this commotion in the woods that they'd parked right up against. And her dad kicked the back of that fucking camper shell open with his gun. My mom's kind of behind him. And she said that like branches on the big like cypress evergreen trees that are out there. Not the cypress, but the evergreen trees that are out there. Like branches that were like 9 feet in the air were swaying back and forth like something had just through it. Like they were like still like. So there you go.
Weird story, man.
Aliens.
So why the fuck did it hit branches that were fucking 8-9 feet off the ground?
More than likely, it's your mom's memory filling in the blanks.
It was a Bigfoot, Scotty.
I think it was aliens, which are big feet.
I think it was aliens. Okay.
Is Bigfoot an extraterrestrial visitor? Some researchers think so.
Researchers, dude.
Researchers.
Leo Minster. Is it possible the creature known as Bigfoot, Sasquatch, or by any other number of different names all over the world is an interdimensional traveler?
Is it possible? Yes.
That's a theory now in play with the Bigfoot and UFO researchers, and one that played heavily into discussions at this weekend's Greater New England UFO Conference held in Leominster.
That's such a loaded question, though. Is it possible? Sure, it's possible. Is it likely?
Is it possible that a gigantic ass will descend from the sky and crush the world between its sweaty butt cheeks today? It's possible. It's highly, highly improbable, but nothing is impossible.
Oh, it's going to happen.
Impossible.
You guys are so.
I mean, yeah, I acknowledge it. Is it possible that Bigfoot is an interdimensional time traveler? Yes.
Paranormal researcher William Hall at the convention ostensibly to talk ghosts said the paranormal world as a whole is more connected than people realize, but that is beginning to change, at least from the perspective of those involved in the ground level research. Hall, who began his paranormal research with UFOs and aliens, said many of the classic signs from human encounters with otherworldly beings, whether they be ghosts, aliens, or Bigfoot, have similar signs, be they disappearing beings, fast-moving objects, or strange lights. As a result, many are starting to think of the fields holistically, he said.
Fields?
Yeah.
This is a fucking jest, dude.
It used to be that the UFO people didn't talk to the ghost people because they were a little weird, and nobody would talk to the Bigfoot people because they were crazy, Hall said. I found out that we cannot continue to do that. In reality, quantum physics is leading us there.
No,
quantum physics, Scotty. Quantum fucking physics.
It's buzzword central. They do everything that people with bullshit theories do. They try to find actual valid science and then somehow make it fit their narrative.
Let me tell you something, Scotty.
Quantum physics proves
it used to be that if you went to a fucking paranormal conference and it's like the ghost people had their clique or clique, the fucking Bigfoot people had their fucking clique or clique. I don't know how you want to pronounce it. I'll say clique because I like that better.
I'll say fucking clique because I'm a goddamn American.
Yeah, everyone had their clique, man. It's like the ghost people, like those Bigfoot people, they're crazy. And the big people like those ghost people, they're nuts.
Those ghost people don't understand what's up with fucking Bigfoot.
But now they realize because of quantum physics, that
you're all right.
Hey, wait a minute. Maybe all of our bullshit's connected. Is there lights in yours? There's lights in mine.
Together and congeals in a mass of fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
I love it.
They even share features such as disappearing beings and no evidence. So
wow,
it all fits.
That's great. All of our bullshit grifts have similar themes. It's almost as if they're all bullshit. No, the actual conclusion is it's all somehow true because quantum mechanics in physics proves it right. How?
And it's so true though. Like weirdos, they like different kinds of weirdos. It's separate into different kinds of cliques that are very much the same.
But not anymore, Paul. Quantum physics has brought them all together.
Remember that Tiger King show? They were interviewing people at the beginning of it, at the very beginning, and they're like talking to people that own exotic pets. And one of the people is like, oh, yeah, the monkey people, they're usually pretty nice, but they're a little crazy. But the big cat people, man, you have to watch out for them. They're all fucking murderers and crazy. They'll stab you right in the back. It's just a bunch of backstabbers over there, man.
I love it, dude. I fucking love it.
Turns out that it's at least partially true.
Yeah, it sounds like it. All right, wasn't convinced by that. Here's another article about it. Was Bigfoot placed on Earth by ancient aliens?
Oh, my God.
All of these have the same bullshit thing they do.
How about we find a Bigfoot first, and then we make this determination?
It always they have this loaded question that always starts these things off.
Secondary question: could Sasquatch one day take over the world?
It's a stupid question to ask because no one's found one, so there's no good reason to believe Sasquatch even exists. So
people have been seeing Bigfoot for a long time, perhaps thousands of years. In fact, large, hairy, ape-like creatures have been seen on every continent except Antarctica. Though most sightings seem to be in the Pacific Northwest or North America.
You know what people have also been seeing for years? Dragons.
And those turned out to be real too. Yeah, all those are real. Does Bigfoot really exist? Well, it depends on who you ask. I love that. I love it. Reality depends on what.
No. That's what the fuck. That just shows you how disingenuous this article is. Does Bigfoot really exist? Yes, here is evidence of his existence. No, there's no evidence to suggest that Bigfoot exists.
Since the evidence for its existence. Since the evidence
is subjective. Does Bigfoot? It depends on who you ask. That's what kind of standard is that?
Since the evidence for its existence is almost entirely anecdotal, anyone who's seen and or heard Bigfoot might say yes, while nearly all scientists, say no. Nowadays, proponents of ancient aliens claim that Bigfoot is actually a hybrid animal, maybe an intelligent one, created by beings from another star system. Is this assertion worthy of discussion? Well, let's give it a try. So I don't think we need the whole history of Bigfoot. We just need to
find a fucking Bigfoot. All right?
Yeah.
It's another logical leap to say that he was placed here by aliens. So you're taking a logical leap, which is Bigfoot exists.
Yes.
And you're applying yet another logical leap to it in an attempt to make it more believable. So if we even found a Bigfoot, it would be far more likely. So let's say they found one. It would be far more likely that it is just some kind of descendant of humanity, some offshoot of humanity that we didn't know still existed, that became very migratory and very small hunter-gatherer, stayed away, went to the wild places or whatever the fuck.
That's all well and good, but let's hear what the experts have to say, Paul.
There are no experts on this.
Per the Bigfoot, there's plenty. There's actually lots of them.
Can't be an expert on it.
There's plenty of experts.
Psychology of Bigfoot.
Per the Bigfoot episode of Ancient Aliens.
Hold the fucking phone. Hold the fucking phone, PJ.
Hold the phone.
Fucking Christ. It's like once you get started, you won't fucking stop for 5 fucking seconds.
Damn.
Go ahead.
It's a little salty.
Fucking Christ, TJ. You're driving me fucking nuts today. You drive me insane. It said earlier in this article that all scientists disagree.
Most scientists.
Nearly all.
Okay.
But those are not the scientists that are studying Bigfoot.
The same qualification that fucking climate change deniers try to use. The vast majority of biological scientists agree Bigfoot does not exist. And now you're going to tell me that there are experts on Bigfoot?
There's plenty of experts on Bigfoot.
Who the fuck are they?
Yeah, are they experts?
Well, I'm trying to get into that. Per the Bigfoot episode
of
Ancient Aliens. This is a fucking syndicated television show, Ancient Aliens.
Oh, okay.
Various ancient astronaut proponents express theories about the origin of Bigfoot on Earth. Virtually all of them think Bigfoot is not a creature that evolved on this planet like everything else. They postulate that space people brought them here, or perhaps these ETs genetically manipulated hominids or apes, thereby creating Enkidu, the previously mentioned wild man of the Sumerian myth. Maybe an entire race of Enkidus roamed the Earth thousands of years ago.
I have more reason to believe the Star Trek origin of the universe, like basically the cosmos being seeded by a super intelligent alien race. I have more reason to believe that than this.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
It's just like, how would anyone even know this? Like, how would you get this knowledge? Like, even like religious beliefs usually have like, here's some text or something we can point to. Like, what happened? They had a big circle jerk and decided all this happened. Like,
we've never found like DNA from a Bigfoot. We've never found a dead one or the bones of a dead one. We've never captured a live one or had one documented in any real way by a scientific team with tests and fucking stringent procedures. Every time they put fucking cameras out in the woods, the worst thing that happens is a bear walks by and knocks it off the tree and they go, oh, look, it's a Bigfoot.
We live in the age of like everyone has a fucking cell phone. There's tons of game cameras out there. There's so much surveillance of like
if you scroll up to the top of this article again, this picture right here is the most famous picture of Bigfoot that's ever been taken. It is clearly a dude in a rented gorilla suit walking in the fucking middle foreground of a blurry old image. This is it. This is your best evidence for Bigfoot right here. A dude in a gorilla suit from the fucking costume store walking in a blurry image.
Yeah, but you know what? Maybe it'll impress you to know this article was written by a fucking pirate, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it does raise its credibility a little bit. I won't lie.
I love there's like a series of other hypotheticals down here too. Wait, where'd they go? Oh man, I missed it. Oh. Could the Earth be a kind of prison planet for Bigfoot? As the English did in Australia centuries ago, could the aliens have dumped their own criminals here? And could they still be doing? Huh?
Go to the last paragraph where he basically just admits this article is a massive waste of your time.
Since nobody's proved the existence of Bigfoot, suggesting the extraterrestrials put them here simply adds another layer of pseudoscience. Yeah. We don't need all that.
Yeah, that's like... that's the last paragraph of this long fucking article. Is like, oh yeah, and by the way,
this is all bullshit. But you know,
so we can legally write this article. This is all fucking nonsense. There's no proof of this, and fuck you very much. Have a nice day.
This has all been a complete waste of your time.
You guys, all right? Maybe you don't believe in Bigfoot, but you know, are you going to deny the existence of dinosaurs?
Currently.
I'm just asking in general, would you deny that dinosaurs at one point existed on this planet?
No, I don't deny that.
And then I think it doesn't it's no stretch to imagine that, you know, they still do.
Okay, the logical leap number one.
Do you mean what do you mean their ancestors exist?
Check this out.
Their descendants exist?
Did you know dinosaurs could breathe fire? Did you know that?
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
There's that T-Rex, like, or whatever the other fucking dinosaur is, that going, like, that's not a T-Rex, but going, ah! I don't know what the fuck that is.
So this is actually from a creationist book. Claiming that hadrosaurs could breathe fire, right?
Where are their feathers, dude?
And the reason they did this, I guess, was so they could kind of link this to, like, dragon myths and shit.
On breathing out, air passed from the throat into the base of the crest, up the tubes, and down the main tube to the nostrils.
Yeah.
Okay. Why isn't there a graph or a chart explaining how it created combustible chemicals in its body and what it used to combust those chemicals as they came out of its mouth?
Dude, I just trust in the xenomorph alien thing. I mean, it seems plausible to me. That fucking alien or dinosaur, if you want to call it, just had the ability to shoot fire out of its mouth. It just had the right chemical composition.
So let's turn to Answers in Genesis and learn some more about dinosaurs and dragons and how they were connected.
Is this Ken Ham's thing?
Yeah. Dinosaurs and dragons, Scotty. Dinosaurs are awe-inspiring creatures, but they are not a mystery. The Bible makes sense of dinosaurs and the evidence that humans encountered them. It also tells us why we no longer see them today. When did dinosaurs live? It's important that children, young people, and adults be informed on the truth of dinosaurs. This will give them powerful answers to witness to a skeptical world. As non-Christians hear the Christian faith explain dinosaurs, many have been and will be challenged to listen to the rest of what the Bible states. Yeah. Fossils of the T-Rex. Since the T-Rex is found only in flood deposits, our knowledge of this great animal is limited to his fossilized remains. Contrary to popular portrayals of the T-Rex as an ungainly brute who lumbered onto the scene millions of years ago, he was regally designed. Though lots of ifs remain, we can learn many amazing things from fossils. And these are all their own sections, by the way. Let's learn about dinosaurs and dragons.
Dinosaurs and dragons.
Sounds pretty dope, right? Now, we already know the hadrosaurs breathe fire. So Hypotheses are easy to come by. Some well-meaning Christians once erroneously believed that dinosaur fossils were placed in the ground to test the faith of believers. Evolutionists, yeah, they're done with that. That was stupid. Other Christians, well, from a while ago, believed the wrong thing. Evolutionists, on the other hand, tell us that the fossil record proved that dinosaurs lived and died out millions of years ago. And later evolutionary beliefs state that this same fossil record proved that some of the dinosaurs did not truly die out, but rather evolved into birds. Beyond that, there are some cryptozoologists and even some purported eyewitnesses who claim that dinosaurs may have, in fact, somehow survived to the present day. With so many ideas and beliefs, it's tough to discern the truth from the noise.
No, it really actually is.
But what if the answer is not? Yeah, it's all a bunch of bullshit.
Article. This is a fucking joke.
Look,
dude.
There's all kinds of people with all kinds of beliefs. How do you know it's true?
Evolutionist, dude. This is a fucking stupid fucking term.
What if the answer, Scotty?
Scott,
I said, what if the answer's not as mysterious as it seems, Scotty? What if there's eyewitness accounts of what happened to the dinosaurs?
There's not.
Or is there, Scotty? According to the Bible, God created every kind of living creature over a period of 6 days around 6,000 years ago. So this is true. Being recorded in the inerrant word of God, then humans and dinosaurs must have lived at the same time. Although this idea is often mocked by evolutionists who require long ages to make their beliefs seem valid, evidence that humans and dinosaurs coexisted is readily available when we look.
All right.
In fact,
so the question that was posed in the previous paragraph, how do you discern truth from the noise? The second paragraph gives you a perfect example of the noise. Especially at the beginning when it's just like, since this is true.
The Bible, the inerrant word of God, says this is what happened.
Let me tell you something.
What happened?
In fact, the Bible itself makes several mentions of dragons, which many scholars believe refer to dinosaurs. Mm-hmm. Many scholars, guys.
Many scholars.
No reason to believe that.
And once again, we know from looking at that previous image that the hadrosaur could breathe fire. So they even explain how the fire-breathing dragon came to be. Right?
Right.
So people used to just call dinosaurs dragons. That's when people were talking about dragons, they were talking about dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It makes it all fucking look.
Yeah.
It's all simpatico. It all makes sense.
This is what happened. Creationism didn't have an answer to this problem. So they had to come up with an answer to the problem. And they came up with this ridiculous answer that humans lived at the same time as dinosaurs and rode them and lived with them for a time.
What did you say, Scotty? Did you say humans lived at the same time as dinosaurs?
That's what creationists claim.
I think humans live at the same time as dinosaurs, Scotty. Mokele Mobimbe. What you think about that?
It's a drawing.
Mokele Mobimbe, which means the one who stops the flow of rivers. In the Lingala language is a cryptid resembling a sauropod dinosaur that is claimed to live in the Congo. The first mention of the cryptid came in the 1909 book Beasts and Men, written by big game hunter Carl Hagenbeck. He claimed to have heard from two sources about a creature that was described as half elephant, half dragon. Hagenbeck then speculated that it can only be some kind of dinosaur.
He claimed
seemingly akin to a brontosaurus. Yeah,
not even that he heard this. He claimed to hear from. So he's like claiming to hear some hearsay from two people who are never identified about this mythical creature.
Sounds about right.
That sounds plausible to me.
Listen, one of Hagenbeck's sources claimed that natives informed him of a hippo-killing monster that caused all the hippos to disappear. It is suspected that Hagenbeck was just taking advantage of the early 20th century dinosaur craze that was sweeping the globe at the time to make a quick buck. No, I mean, whatever.
I mean, come on.
It is worth noting that Hagenbeck was a piece of shit and was one of the people to display humans in zoos and supplied P.T. Barnum with most of his circus animals. He died a painful, agonizing death in 1913 due to a bite from a boomslang snake.
Good.
Despite the obvious bullshit claim of a sauropod living in the Congo, several missionaries and creationists use questionable methods to try to prove its existence. While all evidence leads to what the natives are seeing as an elephant, pangolin, or even as a rhino, creationists have done tests proving that this is not the case. One of the tests performed would involve the tester showing a large group of natives flashcards, each showing a different animal. None of the animals shown in this test would resemble animals even close to an elephant, with examples being elk, kangaroos, orangutans, and chipmunks. Then the tester would show the group a picture of a sauropod, and the crowd would claim to have seen it, proving the Mokele Momembe real.
Doesn't prove anything.
Oh my god, dude!
It doesn't fucking prove a thing.
Sorry, Mokele Momembe.
They reacted positively to the one with the fucking cephalopod on, and they're like, "Yeah, it proves it." You know what actually prove it? Finding it or finding evidence that it existed in the Congo. That would prove it.
It is worth. It is.
That's
worth,
all they need to do. That's all they need to do. They don't need to go to a village with flashcards and be like, "Does it look like this? Does it look like this?" Oh, they celebrated. That must be what proof that they fucking saw it.
This is the guy. This is Hagenbeck right here. Hagenbeck the hunter.
Looks like a fucking scammer if I've ever seen one.
I wish we had some video of that boom slang biting him.
Well, we don't. Sorry. But Mokele Mobimbe, it was said to drag its tail on the ground behind it, but it's now pretty well known by paleontologists that sauropods held their tails off the ground behind them when they walked. Paleontologist Donald Prothero remarks that the quest for Mokele Mobimbe is part of the effort by creationists to overthrow the theory of evolution by teaching of science by any means possible.
Well, it's because creationists don't have answers for all these questions.
Well, you know what
that the theory of evolution is answered. So therefore, it's like they start out with the narrative: we have to destroy this to prove what we're saying is correct.
There's another depiction. Mokele Mobimbe
monster.
Mokele Mobimbe. Now, you know what you guys don't have answers for though?
What?
Video fucking evidence.
Oh, there's like shit. Video of
what?
Yeah, this is video evidence of Mokele Mobimbe.
All right.
Check it out.
Some scientists take the Bayaka story very seriously. In 1992, a Japanese expedition traveled to remote Lac Tele, in the heart of the Congo forest. They were looking for a dinosaur, a long-lost leftover from the Cretaceous period.
What the hell is that?
They even claimed to have seen and shot footage of a plesiosaur-like creature swimming in the waters of the lake.
Look at that blur. Oh, yeah.
That is definitely an anaconda. They're in fucking Africa where anacondas live. Anacondas are known to fucking be aquatic. It's a fucking anaconda swimming in the river.
I mean, it could literally be anything. It could be. I mean, it kind of looks like it might be an elephant, honestly.
No, dude, no. Look, it's leaving a wake, and it's just a long animal.
Of the lake.
I think that's a fucking elephant. I mean, there's a big mass here.
Anacondas are in South America.
Right.
That's not an anaconda.
Well, there's the big one, the boa constrictor, then, or whatever.
This is not clear enough to tell what the fuck.
I mean, I don't know what the fuck it is, but that's kind of the point. Like, wait a minute. If this was shot in 1992, why is it in black and white? And I mean, this footage sucks.
It's total fucking horse shit, is what it is.
But you know what? We do have some more recent footage. Or I don't know if we actually have footage here, but this is a report from. This is on CNN right here, so you know.
Well, I trust CNN.
You know it's legit.
There's like super legitimacy to it, you know.
TJ.
Books and films and countless folk
Actually, I don't know if this is
and for one Florida
CNN,
explorer.
but it is a
the
fucking
legend
news.
of the dinosaur lives on, not in the picture books, but deep in the swamps of the African jungle. Dave Willingham has the story.
Tell us the story.
Oh shit! I believe.
These are not real dinosaurs. Everyone knows dinosaurs.
Guys, look, I believe.
I was confused for a second.
Yeah, I mean, like when he said they're real or they're not real, I mean that was a shocking moment.
These are not real dinosaurs.
Real dinosaurs.
Millions of years ago. But there are people who believe dinosaurs still live. Fairly rational people. And they don't seem to care much that they get a lot of funny looks. Jim Culberson of Melbourne, Florida, is one of those.
I really am not worried about what people think. Because at this point in time, I'm convinced the varmint's in there.
Jim wasn't too hard to convince, being a globe-trotting adventurer type anyway. Reading about the legend of the living dinosaurs got the better of him. He wound up on a $20,000 expedition to the People's Republic.
$20,000?
Woo! All right, guys, never mind.
Better of him.
We're fucking running a goddamn cryptid tour. We're going to find dinosaurs.
Oh, yeah, we need to make up a monster quick and do guided tours.
They said this is where it takes a massive shit every night.
Go in Africa.
Roll around in the shit for a minute.
Jim's group slogged for 3 weeks through nasty swamps along the Likawala River in the Congo, where the dinos are reported to hang out. They're in an area untouched by changes in climate and geology for 100 million years. Jim's a photographer. He took lots of slides. Jim says he heard eyewitness accounts from natives that convinced him even more strongly that modern-day dinos do exist. He claims there are 5 species, but the main interest is over Mokele mbembe, which reportedly is about 40 feet long and looks like this fellow, the Apatosaurus, previously known as the Brontosaurus. Like a half-dozen expeditions before, Jim's group of 5 Americans came up empty. Mokele mbembe was nowhere to be found, but Jim remains undeterred. Is this become an obsession with you?
Well, at this point in my life, it is my main objective.
Jim said...
Your main objective is to waste thousands of dollars on fruitless trips to horrible fucking deep jungle areas looking for a fucking dinosaur that doesn't exist. Holy fuck, man.
I've got some beachfront property in the middle of the desert to sell you. Like, what the fuck?
We gotta see. You guys are right. We gotta set up a fucking cryptid tour agency.
Will return to chase the legend of the lost dinosaurs, which goes back.
We can get some locals to be like, yeah, I've seen it. You know,
you can take you to the breeding ground of Bigfoot, but it's going to cost $20,000 for all accommodations and sundry, you know.
And I'll be honest, that's per person.
Well, of course. I mean, if you want to go where the Bigfoots are, I mean, you're going to have more chance than anybody on the planet of seeing a Bigfoot. I've seen them 3-4 times, taking them up.
Back to reports from French missionaries 200 years ago. But it's just been in the last 15 years or so that fearless explorers have gone in search of
any kind of creature.
I'll tell you, the day I saw it changed my life.
Yep. You want to do the fucking Mokembe? All right. I can do the Mokembe, dude.
Mokembe, Mumbembe, Dodimbe, Krokrimbe. All right. How about the Flat Woods Monster?
Oh, shit.
Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Dun, 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 dun.
Looks like a creature that you'd run into in fucking the Diablo series.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Pop up and summon a bunch of skeletons. Shit.
It kind of looks like those casters in Diablo 2 when you're in like Mephisto's or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
It also looks like the aliens from Mars Attacks.
So they saw fucking a necromancer. Cool.
The Flatwoods Monster is an entity reported to be sighted in the town of Flatwoods, West Virginia on September 12th, 1952. The entity was reported as a levitating 10-foot-tall being in a robotic suit with a cowl shaped like an ace of spades. At 7:15 p.m., 2 brothers, Edward and Fred May, and their friend Tommy Heyer, claimed they saw a bright object in the sky that landed on the property of a local farmer. The group then went to get 3 other hillbillies and a National Guardsman named Eugene Lemon to help investigate. They proceeded to go to the top of a hill where Lemon aimed a flashlight in the direction and momentarily saw what he said was a man-like figure with a round, red face surrounded by a pointed hood-like shape. The group then reportedly saw a large, pulsating ball of fire about 50 feet away and began to smell a mist that burned their noses. The creature then let out a shrill noise and began gliding towards them, which caused them all to run away.
Yeah, dude, it was the brimstone they were smelling. Diablo was cracking the fucking surface and letting his minions back onto the fucking earth again.
After returning home, the mother of the 2 brothers called the local sheriff and the press. The sheriff found no trace of the encounter. However, the press that arrived the next morning found saucer tracks and a thin black liquid.
Saucer tracks?
Saucer tracks, dude. Yeah, they found saucer tracks.
It was like a rut in the ground, and they were like, "Look, it's sausage. It's sausage tracks."
It's really crazy how like what's going on in popular culture kind of informs these like fantasy scenarios that people experience and witness.
It was later revealed the tracks were most likely from a Chevrolet pickup truck.
Oh my god!
And the thin black liquid was oil from said pickup truck, but whatever.
Wow.
Tracks, dude.
After the press leaked the story, most of the town claimed to have seen the creature with no evidence. Even the director of the Board of Education claimed to see it. So basically the whole town was like, yep, I seen the monster. I seen it too. After investigation from actual reporters and scientists, it was discovered that the lights and ball of fire was just a small meteor that crash landed, and the creature was one of the many barred owls that lived in the area. So here's I think I have a picture of the fucking this is actually the museum that they set up later, the Flatwoods Monster Museum. You can actually still go to this town and hear about this monster.
I hear about this quote unquote monster that was really made up by a bunch of pussies that were scared by an owl as they went to investigate a meteor strike.
So it's believed that they probably fucking momentarily saw this owl, but were scared, so they fucking
their brains invented.
Oh my god! They probably saw an owl up in a tree or something, and were like, "Oh my god, it's a monster!"
Their minds, they saw some bright flash, like it came from space. So they instantly was like in their mind, it's an alien. So it's some crazy alien thing because they're already primed to believe that.
Yeah, and it's also worth noting that the Flatwoods Monster seemed to spring up into existence right after the sightings of the Mothman in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, which is a nearby town. So it's claimed that this town saw the large amount of money that Point Pleasant was making off the Mothman tourism and decided to cash in on the craze.
Dude, you know that trope in horror movies?
Yeah.
Where something will jump out and then everybody realizes, oh, it was just a cat or it was just an owl or whatever. It was just a bat flying by. But there's that jump scare moment where everybody thinks that some monster is going to pounce them.
Yeah.
The people that went to investigate this meteorite were the pussies that literally uniformly ran away and didn't even check to make sure it was a cat. You know what I mean? Like, they were like, oh my fucking God, it's just run.
So this town of Flatwood still makes money from merchandise. They have a festival built around the monster.
Of course they do.
And, it's like their thing. They don't have anything else.
It was like an economically depressed town that realized they can get some much needed money in by claiming they saw some fucking monster because they'll get idiots to go like, I want to see if it's real.
So I thought I'd show you some video of the owls so you can kind of like get an idea of what the fuck they were looking at.
Is this them at night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, because they don't come out during the day. They're nocturnal hunters and shit, so yeah, they saw dudes doing this,
and also it matches they reported the high pitched like screech of the creature or whatever.
Right.
You can also hear the owl making its noise there.
Let's be honest. If this woods has a bunch of these owls, Like, where our fucking, where my mom and Steve live, they have a bunch of owls around there, and you can clearly tell they're owls because of the calls they make, and you can actually a lot of times see them.
Yeah,
like, there's no way anyone went to this crash site and saw this and thought it was some fucking monster. If they did, they're just they're basically retarded. They're just full of shit. There's no fucking way. There's no way you're gonna look at this and go like 9 foot tall space alien.
They are like, I'll be honest with you, they are like a spooky fucking bird.
Look, if you're already fucking worked up and scared.
Yeah.
And I mean, it literally says that they only saw it for a second. So, I mean, in a split second, you fucking shine a flashlight, you see a pair of eyes, you freak out.
No. For a split second, they have a fucking crazy amount of detail. They have like drawings. They have fucking a goddamn museum. I'm like, this is what it looks like. So I don't fucking buy that for a second. It was like someone's like, it was an owl. Then there was like some Paul in the group was like, bullshit, there was an alien. And like they started.
It was a 10-foot tall levitating demon necromancer with a collar shaped like the ace of spades. And
was it going to be the Paul in the group?
Because here's why. It's not an insult to you, because the Paul in the group was the most persuasive one, and that's what he saw.
Oh, well, yeah, dude. No, it was a necromancer, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're big, like some
flaming skull with a hood. And a skirt, and it floated towards us. Remember?
The Corfu Island creature.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'll be honest with you guys, this one's real.
The Corfu Island creature, also called the Grecian dolphin, is a strange, mutated dolphin-like animal sighted 2 times off the coast of Greece by tourists. Harvey Robertson was on a boat cruise off the coast of Parga, sailing through sea caves with his family. He initially just wanted a picture of an unusual coloring of the water with his iPhone. Robertson said he didn't see the creature at the time. He only saw it when he later looked at the photos. The picture was posted on Twitter and caused big discussions, calling on some cryptozoologists. Many theories abounded, one saying a hoax, another a mutated dolphin from nuclear waste, another one said it was an alien. Some say it was just a plastic freeboard fender. Some people suggested it might be some type of pikefish or a long snout manatee / dugong. It highly resembles the Zeuglodon's ancestor Ambulociotis. Yeah.
Ambulociotis?
Yeah, check it out.
Oh, shit, dude. That's what it is.
It's an Ambulociotis, all right. That's what's going on here.
Yeah, I see it now. That's actually a pretty terrifying animal to know.
I think it might actually be pronounced Ambulocetus.
Because look at this, like it's eating a shark.
Yeah.
Like look at the size of this thing must have been fucking insane.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, what was the size of these things, or what is it estimated to be?
Like, is that shark there for size, or is that just a tiny shark and it's like otter size?
It could be a small shark.
Yeah, I can't imagine that being a great white or something. That's got to be like a smaller shark.
Even if it's like a tiger shark or something, like, I don't know, like a nurse shark.
I mean, like during that time period, there was some.
This thing was the size of a bear. If that's a fucking tiger shark,
it's 10 feet in length.
Okay, yeah.
That's not huge.
I mean, that's big, but that's not like. Well, great white's what? How big is a great? Like 20 feet?
Something like that.
I mean, yeah, like they're bigger than that.
It's like a little nurse shark then, but like it's a 10-foot long water bear that swims all fast and shit.
Yeah, it's an early what is it? Cetacean with short limbs and large feet used for swimming. It is hypothesized to be a transitional fossil that shows how whales evolved from land-living animals. So this is basically a transitional form between whales and land animals.
So an ancestor of the bear, then, for sure.
I don't know.
Well, it depends on how far back you go, where they share a common.
I've heard that bears and whales have a common ancestry before.
Well, yeah, they would at some point. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but no, I've heard that like bears come from
like closely related.
Yeah, that like direct lineage from whale to land roving animal or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've never heard that, but
it's also hypothesized that it's the other way around, that like these animals became whales. Isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's what they're saying. Is this is
like whales are mammals that were once land animals and then returned.
Yeah, I've heard that, but I don't know. I really don't know about it. So,
like, adapted like shit to swim, and then because that's the way I was taught.
Yeah, bears. Let me see.
So is this transitional to a whale?
Yeah, this is to a whale.
Okay, so then this
thing here, the I forget what it's called, the ambulocetus,
right?
Is a transitional form from a land animal to a whale.
Okay, fair enough. I had it backwards from the article. I'm trying to learn a little bit of evolutionary history here. I can't possibly figure all that out in the time.
Yeah, I'm saying,
the basics that I was taught, like in school and shit in high school, was that certain like bear-like mammal predators that live near the ocean started slowly to get webbed feet and to get better at like swimming. Until, slowly they were able to go out farther and farther and farther. And then eventually they spent most of their time hunting in the water. And once that happened, the mutations that made them better at holding their breath and blah, 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 blah came along. And that eventually led to these kind of giant mammals in the ocean. Why they went so far away from predators, that's weird to me.
they're all kind of like the blue whale. They eat like a massive amount of krill, and they kind of just like filter them out of their mouths. So actually, in some ways, they became super efficient at what they were doing.
It's fucking crazy to me that something like this, which is clearly like some kind of land predator that has evolved webbed feet to hunt in the ocean.
Yeah, they said that these actually, though, at this point, it used to be thought that they still went on land sometimes, but they now believe they were fully aquatic.
Yeah, there's nothing to preclude that. They would have had to live and like give birth and probably nest and shit on land.
Right. Well, it says they didn't now. People used to think they did because they still had like legs and stuff, but apparently it's now believed they just live their entire lives in the water.
Damn, that's crazy.
But they're still alive to this day. Is the point?
Chilling in the Greek Isles.
Chilling in the Greek Isles. I don't know what the fuck that was. It's too blurry to possibly make anything out. But
you look at it, and it's
I guess if you want to let your wildest imagination take flight, you could say it's one of these that just.
Dude, evolution is fucking cool though. Like fuck this cryptid shit. Evolution, like how a creature transitions from like a land predator mammal to a big baleen whale. That is like shocking to me. The different mutations that would have had to take place over the millions of generations, over billions of years. You know what I mean?
Maybe we could do an episode on the evolution of certain animals. Like the whale evolution seems pretty interesting. But for now, let's talk about this motherfucker.
We're stuck with the cryptids.
We're stuck with your buddy here, Paul. The skunk ape. The skunk ape, Paul.
Photo of a dog or something?
This is the skunk ape, Scotty.
The skunk ape.
Skunk ape?
Also known as the swamp cabbage man and swamp squatch.
Does he like deliver cabbage to the good little boys and girls?
I don't know.
What?
Or Touchon delay?
This is basically this is just the Florida / Mississippi / Louisiana Bigfoot.
Right.
So we can go see one of these. They're right around here.
Well, if you go to the zoo, if you want to be safer, if you go to the zoo, they have like in the alligator area, if you walk around the perimeter of it, they have a shrine to the skunk ape.
Yeah.
With an actual like animatronic skunk ape in it.
Sightings of the skunk ape began in the 60s and 70s, conveniently right after the famous Patterson Bigfoot footage was released.
Oh, for sure.
The sightings dwindled for many years until 2000. Police of Sarasota County, Florida, received a letter from an anonymous old woman With the letter were 2 photographs of what the woman said was an orangutan who was stealing apples from her back porch for 3 nights in a row. The United States National Service considers the skunk ape to be a hoax. Yeah. So you say.
Skunk ape.
Well, you know what? We got evidence.
All right. Fair enough.
It's time to look at some fucking evidence, you stupid bastards.
Go and look at your evidence, TJ.
This is from 2000. Oh, my God. There it is.
What the fuck, dude?
That's the skunk ape, bro.
And then I saw that ape. Dun, 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 nah.
Then it didn't shaky cam.
Well, you know, it's far away.
Oh, I mean, they're terrified. I mean, it's skunk ape.
I mean, would you go near that thing? I don't think so.
I mean, if I saw, if skunk ape actually did exist and I saw him, would I go near it? Probably not.
I would go and make friends with it.
I wouldn't do that if I was you, Paul.
Like, I was just casually kind of sauntering around.
Like, why is skunk ape not coming any closer?
Oh, that's pretty close.
Close.
Yeah, that ain't that far.
Definitely not a person walking around. I mean, that's definitely not a person. That's
skunk ape. That's not just a.
I love it if you put this in the context of seeing a cryptid that people actually consider this evidence, because this is clearly a person running around in a costume.
Oh, this is full blown evidence, Scotty.
Oh, you're sold, Paul. You're sold by this.
And I got to tell you guys, man.
Let me tell you something, Scott. You see that grass there?
Yeah.
That grass that's walking around in is 6 feet high.
What the fuck? You know what, dude? I how do you counter that? That's
6 feet high.
Hey,
so you know, if that is a human in a costume, he must be 12 feet tall. 12 feet tall, Scotty.
Can't explain that.
Okay, so all right, maybe this video you're not convinced by this one, but I know.
It's pretty convincing. I have to be honest with you.
I know for a fact you're gonna be convinced by this next video.
Skunk ape.
I think I saw a skunk ape. Please help. Fuck, dude. Where's skunk ape?
I don't see it.
There he is.
Whoa! Oh, whoa! What the fuck? What is skunk ape gonna do? Come on, skunk ape. It's all good. Is he like eating bark?
He's like ripping apart a tree or something.
What the fuck? There's gotta be some termites or something in there he wants to eat.
Here's where I pushed the record button by accident and the clip stopped. Yeah. So that's all he's got. Okay. You see that skunk ape ripping apart that damn tree, though.
I mean, that is pretty compelling.
I mean, this is possibly like, because down here in the South, there's a lot of these exotic animal zoos and collections that are basically private collections of these exotic animals. And they do, like, animals do escape and shit. So this might be like a chimp that escaped from one of the fucking wild animal parks or some shit.
I never heard of no chimp, Paul. You know what I have heard of?
Fucking primate research facility like 3 miles from my home.
Sorry.
You just want to believe in skunk ape, Paul. It's all right.
You guys are desperate not to believe.
No, I believe in skunk ape, dude. Seeing is believing.
This one right here, I've heard about, TJ. I've heard about the bloop.
I figured this might be one you knew about, Paul. I don't know what it was about this one, but I'm like, Paul might have heard of this.
Yeah, I love deep sea shit.
Yeah.
And this is like a deep sea mystery that's pretty fucking awesome.
The bloop. Bloop. The bloop is the name given to an ultra-low frequency sound detected by the U.S. National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration in 1997. Speculation surrounding the sound was that it was produced by what would be the largest marine mammal and largest living thing to ever exist. Some researchers suggest that the animal would have to be over 250 feet in length to make such a noise. However, others point out that not all animals make the same amount of sound for their size. For example, pistol shrimp are only a few centimeters long but can make a sound as loud as a jet engine, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
So let's listen to the sound of this bloop here. I guess we should turn off the cameras. I don't know.
Yep. So this would be one of the loudest sounds, if not the loudest sound ever recorded in the ocean. I don't know if they just got it like slowed
Pretty
down.
cool. So yeah, I guess I don't really know enough about what I'm hearing here to have any sort of speculation of my own. But
I've read up about this, and the thing that intrigues scientists, now most scientists still don't believe it's a giant bloop monster. They believe that there's some process that's happening in the deep ocean, maybe the release of air pockets or something that creates this thunderous kind of, because like this sound, like when you hear it played back, it's not giving credit to the actual resonance and fucking loudness of this sound. Like this would have blown your eardrums out if you were down there. Well, your eardrums would have been blown out anyway because you'd have had pressure. But assuming that you could hear this thing, like you'd feel the noise. It's such a loud noise that was recorded. And so that's the intriguing thing about it, is like they don't know what could be going on in the very deeper parts of the ocean that would make a noise like this. It sounds a little bit akin to a whale call, like some of the calls that whales will make,
thus leading to the speculation of a giant supersized whale.
So it is possible that, but the thing is like if the bloop was a whale, it still has lungs, which means it's got a surface at some point to breathe.
Right.
And we'd see it. We'd see a fucking bloop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd be hard to miss.
Unless, they're positing that this is like the ultimate evolution of a bear to whale, where they just have gills now. They're able to filter oxygen out of the, water or whatever.
They're now able to breathe in underwater completely without needing a surface.
But I like this one. I like deep sea shit. Like I'm a sucker for deep sea shit.
So I thought we'd take a listen to these pistol shrimp that are apparently quite loud.
Far from being quiet, the creature, the pistol.
I don't want to get too much into this,
but something far deadlier.
Just want to hear its sound.
It deals a knockout blow from a distance by using its claw as a sonic weapon. First, its claw is cocked like a pistol.
Oh shit.
Then fired. The effect is literally stunning.
That's crazy, dude.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah. That's pretty fucking... I love ocean creatures, dude. See, for me, like, I never really had a ton of interest in land beasts, but man, I love the beasts of the ocean, especially the deep ocean. I'm really drawn to like the weird ways that life has had to adapt to exist in a place that's almost completely devoid of sunlight and almost completely devoid of nutrients.
Yeah.
I'm going with the devoid of sunlight. Nutrients, not so much.
Well, I mean, shit filters down from above, so it's like I've heard it described as like just like the great sifting or whatever the fuck, where it's like bigger beasts are feeding on shit up top, shit's dying up top, and then it floats down, and then creatures feed on it, in the middle twilight zone of the ocean where just a little bit of sunlight reaches. Creatures feed on that shit, plus the poop that rains down from the bigger beasts above. And then that's all pooped out, and what's left of it kind of drifts down. By the time you get to the abyssal plane...
Uh-oh.
What?
Whoa.
Did Paul drop for a second?
I did. By the time you get to the abyssal plane of the ocean, it's basically just like little particulate matter. It's like tiny little particles of what used to be shit and has been shit out 10 or 12 times by some other organism, and it's just like they call it marine snow, and that feeds a lot of the little things that live down in the very, very bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, like live in the sand and stuff. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
But those things feed the bigger things. Also, carcasses. Like if a whale dies and its carcass floats down to the deep oceans, there's all these like lampreys and shit that live down there that just exist to pick carcasses clean. Pretty fucking crazy.
So here's crazy. So not
animals
only is that little shrimp's claw one of the loudest things in the ocean, like rivaling like whales and shit, but like apparently it generates an enormous amount of heat. So the snap can also produce sonoluminescence from the collapsing cavitation bubble. As it collapses, the cavitation bubble reaches temperatures of over 5,000, basically 4,700 degrees Celsius. In comparison, the surface temperature of the sun is estimated to be around 5,500 degrees Celsius. So it creates a bubble that's nearly as hot as the sun. Damn. With its fucking
I want to fuck
claw.
with this thing, dude. These pistol shrimp are bad motherfuckers.
So,
dude, it's like Guile's sonic boom in real life.
Yeah, dude. It has a real life sonic boom.
Sonic
boom. It'll fuck you up. Don't fuck with fuck all these cryptids, man. This pistol shrimp is fucking insane. What the hell?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, that's why I kind of don't believe in a lot of these cryptid things, because there's weirder shit that people don't know about, just like living in the ocean.
I know. We don't even understand all the animals that exist.
Well, let me tell you something, boy. You gonna believe in cryptids now. Because it's time, boy. It's time to go monster hunting with Mountain Monsters crew right here.
Wow. Look at these upstanding gents.
Oh, my God, dude. The fat one?
Which one is the fat one? There's
the
like
fat one. The fat one. You know which one I'm talking about. The fucking short, fat dude.
All right. Yeah, I got it. The only, the only two of the unbearded ones.
Yeah. What the fuck? That dude has the weirdest fat structure I've ever seen. It's just all like it's really sad fat. It's just droopy. Poor bastard.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks the way some people fucking get fat. We're pretty lucky that we didn't get fat in those ways. Yeah.
I'm glad my fat doesn't quite do what his is doing. Mountain Monsters is a reality TV series about a team of hillbilly investigators in the Appalachian Mountains that hunt for cryptids such as Bigfoot, werewolves, the Mothman, Lizard Man, Hellhounds, and Hogzilla.
Hogzilla.
So a bunch of hillbillies wander around drunk for a TV show.
Yes.
This shit, dude.
The episodes usually start with a team meeting eyewitnesses and figuring out where to search for the creature. Later, traps and cameras are set up for them to use. The episode usually ends with the creature being caught on camera or being captured and then escaping. The show is presented as 100% real while they are clearly being made to fool dumb rednecks. So check out if you guys want like a little taste.
Yeah, I have to get a taste, dude.
Oh yeah, we gotta get a
You
taste.
gotta get a taste of this shit.
What the fuck?
I don't think I can get away with playing like a long clip from the show, but I think I can get away with playing the trailer. So
Yeah, the trailer's, I'm sure that's...
Everyone in the family was killed, attacked.
We don't know what we have in store for us.
Wild dogs had ravaged each one of the people.
I'm determined, and this whole team is determined.
Damn.
Oh,
That's a Bigfoot.
we're going to get to the bottom of the most feared creature in all of Cherokee folklore, the spearfinger. It's time for us.
yeah, get that spear finger, bro.
Have fat dude scrambling up the side of that to get to that cave. It's like, dude, he ain't gonna be able to go much further.
To get this hunt started. Move! They're over here! They're down here! Let's go! Oh! What in the world? Go, go, go,
fuck?
go, go! A bear don't do this, dude.
Silver gun ain't a normal bear.
Whatever did this, the son of a bitch is
This is on the Travel Channel, apparently.
Oh my god, dude! I've never seen a fucking more bullshit show ever.
a mountain monster.
Fucking redneck fucking fever dream.
Oh, yeah.
Get some of this, Jim.
Outdoors, they'll have guns.
Hold on!
And shit.
Sorry, what are you saying? I can't hear you over this fucking bullshit.
I'm just saying, like, this is just a fucking redneck fantasy right here, dude. They discover some weird shit out in the country, and they got a bunch of guns, and they got their fucking four-wheelers, and they got their ATVs, and they're gonna go out there and solve the fucking mystery just like Scooby fucking Doo. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck is this shit?
You just explain. I mean, what do you mean? What is it? You just explain what it was.
Mean, but I just mean like, I don't know how the people that actually believe this stuff is what I mean. Like, I don't know how the fuck you would actually. This is so clearly like these people are all acting.
No, Scotty, this is real.
There's nothing real about this.
This is on the Travel Channel, Scotty. Are you denying the Travel Channel and its validity?
Yes.
We're on a TV show.
TV show? What TV show?
Whoa, watch my toes!
Coming in hot. That trap worked perfect.
We gonna
Whatever
catch
gets in
it.
there, it's not going nowhere.
What the are you even saying?
Hoorah!
You gotta get a good stance. Give it a little shake.
Muscle power.
What'd you learn?
Not to shake my ass when I'm doing a tree knock.
I snagged my bag.
I'm fat and I fail. I'm fat and I fail.
These guys, man.
What the fuck is this?
These dudes are fucking creepier and weirder than any fucking monster they could possibly hunt. What the fuck am I looking at?
I just want fucking. I'm fat and I've fallen. I want that to be the next Travel Channel show.
Fatty fall down. Fatty fall down.
Now listen here, y'all.
You looking good.
Listen here, I got an update for y'all. Now, 2 counties away, a lady was bit by a wild dog, but she said that the dog had glowing red eyes. Y'all ready to round up the posse now? Grab your 12 gauges, boys. It's time for us to hunt a nasty demon dog on this episode of Redneck Cryptid Hunters.
We need to do this. We just need to fucking rip off this concept and just do it.
Yeah, let's go out to the fucking.
You don't reckon we're gonna need some more heavy ordnance, do you? You don't think we might want to bring the 50 cal on this? Nah, she said it was just a dog. About the size of a dog. There ain't no need to blow the whole woods to shit. You know what I mean? Oh, I guess you're right on that. Caliber
Bullshit. Bullshit. No, you fucked up there. Rednecks would definitely want to bring the bigger gun out.
Actually, I think we ought to bring everything we got because we don't know what we're going up against.
Exactly. There you go. We don't know what the fuck it could be. We've got to bring it all.
Now, I don't know how y'all travel, but when I'm hunting something that has glowing red eyes, you better bet your ass I'm bringing everything I got.
Whoa, what's that?
Oh, shit,
They
dude.
found some kind of like ritual thing.
You can just feel the evil.
Oh my God. Are you serious?
Dude, are you fucking...
We're supposed to believe that they just stumble on this fucking like
What
dark
the-
shrine or whatever the fuck.
Feel the evil.
You can feel the
What is
evil.
Something written in blood.
Mother. Oh no.
Listen, I hunt monsters. I ain't into this ghost bull crap. There's something bad happened in here. This ain't good.
Okay.
You're right about that. This ain't
Wow,
good.
they're brazen. I mean, like most of these shows at least like give you some element of plausible deniability. This show is just like outright like
This is ridiculous.
it's just like, yeah,
It's a
here's
show for rednecks. It has to
it's a
deliver
ghost.
something.
Yeah, that's true. They gotta fucking give them something.
They got to give them something. So it's like, I can't. This is the weirdest thing. I don't know. We're in the middle of nowhere. What we seeing? These symbols. Oh God! What could it be? Could
You
it be
can
a
just
cult?
feel the evilness when you seen it, man.
He's in the trap. We're gonna get the death cat. We're gonna get the death cat, Huck.
We knew this quest to get to the bottom of the spear finger was going to be unpredictable.
How? What the?
But no one could have ever seen it.
That
He was sucking its dick, dude.
he was blowing something in the woods. He was blowing a guy in
Yeah,
a
he's
robe.
like blowing a shadowy
No
figure.
one could have ever seen this coming. Oh, what the heck just happened? Good old West Virginia. I love it.
Mountain monsters.
I gotta get out of here.
Oh no!
Jump scare central.
Spooky face in the corn.
Scaring it. All right.
There's a spooky face in the corn. Gonna kill them hillbilly scorn. All right. So, do you guys believe now?
Yes.
Do you believe?
I don't have to say anymore. Can I just say I believe?
Testify. I don't have any more. I don't have any more to show you, so you don't have to. Either way, you don't have to watch anymore.
We just get beaten down to the ground. Like after an hour and a half of this, me and Paul are just like, "So you guys think they're real? Yeah, yep. If it ends, they're real."
Dude, I think I figured out the problem behind the salt bomb that I released on TJ earlier too.
What's that?
Your setup excludes us when you're talking or when you're playing anything on your end, because I like if Scotty's talking and you're talking, I hear both of you. And I assume the same is true. If I'm talking and TJ's talking, Scotty can hear both of us. Like my recording will reflect it, but I don't think you can fucking hear us.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm playing this, I can't hear when you guys are saying.
Oh.
I mean, I can hear you guys faintly, but the fucking volume of this shit's way.
Just talk constantly, and then tell me if you can hear what I'm saying.
All right, I'm talking now. La da 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 doo dee 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 doo dee. You're definitely pretty fucking. You're definitely deprioritized.
Yeah, we can hear you, but just barely.
I think I like that though.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Of course, she just like I love it.
3/4 of the shit that Scotty and I say being lost.
Good. Should be more. 2 more quarters. Add 2 more quarters to that, and we're where we need to be.
TJ Sodes, dude.
Dude, the TJ Sode. What's the only episode TJ really ever cares about? The TJ Sodes. He's like, you know what? It's me. I'm putting my name out there. God deliver. Scotty or Paul episode. Derailing your episode. TJ.
You guys derailed my episodes by not believing in what. Let me tell you something.
You know, Paul said a lot of times, some people just need to be fucking smacked around a little bit, TJ, and that's you.
Just like last time, I provided ample evidence that these cryptids are out there.
Nothing.
These cryptids are out there, Scotty. And did you
Then just bring me one. Just bring me one cryptid, TJ. That's all I ask.
I will.
I'm waiting right here. I'm going to wait right here. You bring me a cryptid, and let's make fucking part 3. That's
cryptid hunters.
Cryptid, like, oh my God, I believe now. TJ brought me an actual cryptid. Look at it. Oh, this is insane. It's a cryptid.
You proved hillbillies are gullible. I'll give you that much.
Yeah.
We should do a show where we go out and try to hunt for cryptids.
I don't think that one required much proof, though.
Paul's camp, dude.
Paul looks like fucking Gygus at the end.
Looks like a really stoned Gygus.
At the end of Earthbound.
Earthbound,
yeah. Anywho, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I don't know if there's going to be a Cryptids 3. I feel like we've pretty much covered them all now. I could be wrong.
Cryptids 5. Let's do Cryptids 5.
If there is a part 3, it's going to probably be the rounding out of the trilogy. But I could see if there's any more. But I feel like we've already pretty much done it, and like they're starting to just repeat at this point. Like, how many different versions of Bigfoot? Like, everywhere. That's something that kind of pisses me off. Not every fucking place needs its own fucking Bigfoot. Like, oh, it's Bigfoot. Oh, it's the skunk ape. Oh, it's the yowie. Oh, it's the abominable snake. Like, we don't need, we don't need all these different geographic, like, Bigfoots and shit. You know what I mean?
Look, all these weirdos need to come together and come up with a solution and be like, okay, we're codifying these are the cryptids that actually exist, and all other cryptids are excluded. Those are actually the fake cryptids.
Yeah, the stupid cryptids.
Yeah, like, look, these are the bullshit cryptids. So Bigfoot obviously is going to make that fucking cut.
Well, Bigfoot has to make the cut just because he's super famous. You don't want to cut Bigfoot from the roster.
Yeah, but like, I'm saying the lame ones, like the skunk ape or whatever. I mean, that one's getting cut.
I think they should cut a big one just to shock people. You know, like the
Loch Ness monster.
Yeah, I think they should cut Nessie, dude. Just be like, look,
what?
There's no Loch Ness monster, y'all.
That's bullshit, because there is a Loch Ness monster. There is one.
I don't know, TJ. That's a controversial move.
I think that's why you need to do it, though, to get that. Well, you know what? You could always bring her back. But
she is actually real.
Just to get the headlines, to be like, Cryptid Council says no Loch Ness monster, you know? People be like, oh, be a controversial decision. Get the press going. Then 5 or 6 later, you say, "Oh, we found new evidence. We think we once again believe Nessie is real."
And that'll be a news story in itself. There you go.
Yeah. See? So, it's all marketing. All right. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time with more deep, fat, motherfucking fried. Yeah.
Wow.
Deep fat fried.